Hey, good morning there, sweet peas. Basic Prepper Mom Myra here. Went to see John Wick 4 last night. Amazing movie. I'm not normally an action kind of movie person, but the John Wick series just caught my attention, and I am obsessed with John Wick. So John Wick 4 was amazing. It did not disappoint at all. I think the reason that I like it so much is the fact that it is very, I don't want to say realistic, because he's kind of like unkillable. I mean, the stuff that he goes through, but the fact that Keanu Reeves actually trains and does all of his own, most of his own stunts. He trained with Taran Tactical, and he's not just good in the movies. If you watch any video or look up video of him shooting, he's a very accomplished shooter. He does amazing in like USPSA, like action pistol, 3-gun event. He's just phenomenal. And the amount of physical training that he went through is absolutely mind-boggling to me. He's just amazing. So huge John Wick fan. So yeah, we had that. And of course, if it inspired me to do anything, it was get more ammo. Just gonna put that out there right now. So, but I want to talk about something that I don't think gives enough talk time, and people don't give enough credit to when you're talking about this whole preparedness thing. And I've heard people say that they are mentally and emotionally ready for, and psychologically ready for whatever happens. I disagree with that. I don't think that there is ever a way that we can be 100% psychologically ready, emotionally or mentally ready for whatever is coming our way. If people are saying that what's coming our way, if it's as big as what they say, I don't think that we could ever be as prepared as we can be. I think that there are going to be, if we look at worst case scenario, if we look at crap hit the fan scenario, I don't think that we can be 100% emotionally ready, because once again, and I've said this before, we've never been through that. So you don't know exactly how you're going to react. You don't know exactly what you're going to feel, how you're going to deal with it until you've been through it. You can imagine all you want. You can practice all you want. You can go through those scenarios in your head all you want. But until you are physically put in that position, you don't know how emotionally, mentally, or psychologically ready you are going to be for whatever said event. I think that is going to be honest, disease, famine, starvation, whatever else is out there. I think that mentally and psychologically, that is going to be the biggest issue with people. I think that there's going to be a lot of people that just cannot handle what's going on. They're going to emotionally and mentally break down. They're going to put themselves in a really bad position and become very vulnerable, because they don't have the mental capability to handle what is actually going on. I'm going to tell you the reason why I'm talking about this. I had a rough weekend, and I have not been sleeping well. I don't normally sleep well, but I've been working a lot. I am not sleeping well. There's some other stuff going on. And I was after work, I was trying to get out and get stuff done. Before it got dark, and just because we have another storm coming in, sorry, kind of been having some issues with kind of brain fading out too, so I apologize. There's more rain coming in tomorrow. So trying to get everybody, and I was moving animals to different pens. I was putting up new pens and moving different animals to be able to get them better prepared for the rain that's coming in. And I was trying to get everything done. I had like a 2-hour window to get everything done before it got dark. So I was hurrying up, trying to get stuff done. Things were not going well for me. Things were breaking. Things were not they just were not going the way that I needed them to go in that time frame. Like, I have this specific time frame in my mind that I have to get stuff done, and it was not going as planned, right? And not gonna lie, my family was out there trying to help, and I lost it with them. Not with them, but just like in front of them, and kind of snapped at them a couple of times. And they were like, I don't need this, I'm out, you know. So they're like, okay, we're just gonna leave you alone. And I had quite the meltdown. Not gonna lie. That went on for a couple of days, to be honest. There, like I said, there's a lot of other stuff that's going on too, but it was just this pressure of having to do everything and having so much on my plate. And I do, I have a lot on my plate that I don't even share with a lot of people, but there's a lot on my plate, and trying to figure out how to mentally and emotionally do everything for everybody, and not having time for myself, and not having time for me, and not having time to do what I need to do. And that is something that, being a preparedness type person, we really need to look into. You have to stop and take time for yourself. You have to push everyone else aside. I don't care what the situation is. I don't care what their need is at that moment. If you are having a breakdown, you need to stop what you're doing and focus on yourself. Go, drop everything and go away and go do something. Drop everything. For me, it was eating. I went and got food that probably was not the healthiest for me, and that I'm definitely not supposed to be eating. But that's what I did. I went to a movie last night and ate popcorn with lots of butter, which I'm not supposed to be doing, but I did. Is it better than it was? Yeah, I'm not crying currently, so that's fine. And just to let you know, my response to everything is crying. That's like my release. So whether it's happy, whether it's sad, whether it's pissed off, whether it's frustrated, my release is crying. That's just me. That's just what I do. That's my release. Everybody has a release. Some people run, some people, exercise other ways, some people punch a wall. Please don't do that. That's not a good thing. But some people go for a drive, probably also not a very good thing. Some people crochet, some people knit, some people paint, sculpt. So these are kind of these outlets where people do this release. For me, it's crying, and that's perfectly fine. Usually I have a couple of good cries and then I'm fine. I'm over it. We're good. But I'm going to be honest and say that I'm having a very hard time recouping right now. It's very difficult. And that bothers me because in the grand scheme of things, when you're a preparedness type person, I perceive that in my mind as being very weak. Being very weak-minded, being mentally weak, being psychologically weak and emotionally weak. And in my mind, weak people are the first ones to go, right? Like every time you watch a movie about something like that, the weak people are, not even physically weak, but they're the first to get picked off, right? So then I push myself harder to get through things, and it probably makes it worse, to be quite honest. So what I want everybody to do is, your mental and emotional well-being is the number one priority. Number one. And if you're watching this, and if you're a preparedness type person, your mental and emotional stability is number one priority. Why? Because you're probably one of those people that take care of others. With me, I have a family to take care of. Okay. I have others to take care of. And that's what I want to do. I want to take care of people. That's just I have to take care of everybody. I have to make sure everybody's okay. I have to make sure everybody's happy. I have to make sure everybody is doing that, what they need to do to be able to be okay. And so when I take all of this on, and I'm very much an empath too, so I take everything on that's negative and it kind of attaches to me. And it gets to a point where I get very overwhelmed and I have a hard time dealing with it. So I have to be better about taking those breaks. I have to be better about saying no. I have to be better about setting limits and boundaries and saying, I can't do that right now because I need to take time for myself. And I don't do that. I am not good at that. If somebody needs something, I'm going to be there for them. But mentally and emotionally and psychologically, we need to give ourselves breaks. We need to be okay with that. We need to be okay with saying no to other people. We need to be okay with telling other people, hey, I can't do that right now. I can do that later. I have no problem doing it. Just right at this moment is not going to work for me because I got to take some me time. And that's something that's really difficult for somebody who is an empath, for somebody who is a take care of other people, a caregiver. It's really difficult to do. But now more than ever, we need to take those breaks. We need to do what we like to do. We need to be selfish for a change. It's okay to be selfish. And I say this, and I want other people to listen to it, but it's going to take a lot for me to listen to it. So maybe I'll actually watch my own video back, and maybe that encourages me to take those breaks and encourages me to do the things that I feel like I need to do. And I have to say that I've done things that put my family, not just me, but my family on the back burner for other people. And I can't do that. I need myself and my family, number one priority. Yourself and your family, number one priority. Period. End of story. And I need to take my own advice sometimes. So it's okay to break down. It's okay to have those outlets. It's okay to, as long as you're not harming yourself or others, take those outlets. Take those days. The other day, I literally went outside and I laid in the grass in the sun. The sun was out and I laid in the grass. I made a reel, put it on my Facebook. I was like, but I just laid in the grass with my dogs and all the animals around just for a few minutes to try to ground myself. Probably should have stayed there a little bit longer, but then I had a hard time getting back up. So anyway, that's a whole nother story. Take breaks, because what's coming down the line is going to take a lot. And I'm not talking about preparedness type stuff. I'm not talking about stocking up stuff. I'm not talking about physically, although yeah, that too. I'm talking about mentally and emotionally being able to be there for yourself and your family and take care of everyone and think straight. So take those breaks, take a breath, and know that this is not a perfect thing. And I too break down and lose it just like everyone else, which tells me I'm not taking as many breaks as I need to. And I'm putting way too much on myself. Anyway, that's what I have to talk about today. Everybody take a breath, take your breaks. Once again, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to reach out. I hope you guys have a wonderful, amazing day. And we'll talk to you next time.